In this learning center, you'll use the infrared sensor on the data logger to discover how types of glass differ in their abilities to insulate. Each of the glass pieces in the glass exploration kits has different characteristics. You'll also examine window coverings and their impact on insulation. Now we're ready to set up our experiment. The first thing we're going to do is ensure that our heat lamp is clamped to something secure to stop it rolling around. The heat lamp is going to represent our outside heat in our experiment. Second, we need to ensure that our wooden frame is secured to the table. I have done this by just using masking tape and taping it to my desk or my table. The wooden frame has 2 slots in it. That's where we're going to put our glass to be able to test them. We can test one piece of glass at a time, or we can also test a combination of 2 different types of glass. Finally, we're going to make sure that our infrared sensor is taped to our wooden frame. This ensures that it stays the same distance away from each of the pieces of glass that we're testing. Finally, I want to ensure that my sensor range of my data logger is set up correctly. So, I'm going to press both the red and the yellow buttons simultaneously. That will bring me to a screen that looks like this. And I want to select Set Sensor Range, so I will make sure by scrolling down that my little arrow is next to Set Sensor Range. Then I will hit the green button to select that. And then as my probe is in input 1, I will make sure that I select External 1A by making sure the arrow is next to that. Then I will press the green arrow to select. And I want to make sure that my sensor is set at irradiance sensor range 2000 watts per meter squared. And I am sure that it's set like that because the star is next to that range. If it was not, I could scroll around and then select it with the green arrow. Then you can exit to the main menu by pressing the red button. Now you're ready to begin your experiment. First, turn on your heat lamp. Then, one by one, take infrared sensor readings from each piece of glass. Remember to record your readings on the handout provided or on a separate piece of paper. Once you have recorded readings from each piece of glass independently, experiment with different combinations of glass to see what infrared sensor readings you get from them. Remember to record your results on the handout or a separate piece of paper. In building design, we are not only concerned with the amount of heat that is let in and out through glass, but we're also concerned with the amount of light let in through those pieces of glass. Therefore, we are going to test the amount of light let in through our various pieces of glass. To set this up, we need to remove our infrared sensor and replace it with our data logger. And once again, we will tape our data logger down. We'll make sure that our light probe, which is internal to the data logger, is facing our heat lamp. We also need to ensure that the sensor range for our light probe is set to 100,000 lux. For each piece of glass, we will follow the same procedure as last time. We'll turn on our heat lamp and we will test the light level for each piece of glass individually. And we will remember to write down our results on the worksheet provided or on a separate piece of paper. We also want to make sure that we test the same combinations of glass for which we tested the infrared readings. The last thing we're going to test at this learning station is the effect of window coverings and the different types of window coverings on the amount of heat that enters and leaves through windows. To set up for this experiment, we have to return to using our infrared sensor, which we're going to ensure is taped down and is connected correctly to our data logger. You also need to gather various materials that you can test as window coverings. So for example here I have some material and it also has some foil. There's lots of other things that you can test as well. For this experiment we're just going to use a regular piece of glass and then test each type of material in the exact same way that we tested our pieces of glass. So turn on your heat lamp and then measure the infrared sensor readings from various different materials. So I might measure the heat radiating off of my foil window covering, and then my material window covering, for example. There are many ways for you to extend this experiment. Why not try different combinations? Why not try different thicknesses? There are many more things that I'm sure you can think of.